Hi, my name is Jessica Arroyo Trejo, and I talk about the National Commission for the Protection and Defense of Users on Financial Service. The function acts as an arbitrator in conflicts that arise and are subject to its jurisdiction and promote equity between users and financial institutions. The next is Bank of Mexico. This is an autonomous institution whose functions are the basis of the economy of Mexico. The objective is which will aim to ensure an stability of the purchasing power of the nationality currency. The function is main function is regulating the money exchange rates and begin and Reserve Bank. The next institution is Banking and Securities Subsystem. The first is Credit Information Societies Commission. What is it? It is a company that aims to concentrate and provide information. The objective is the credit profile refers to the credit histories. This information is provided to credit institutions. The National Banking and Securities Commission, what is it? Is the Secretary of Finance and Public Credit with executive powers according to its own law. The credit institution, what is it? They are multiple banks which function as intermediaries that capture the research of the saving public through deposits. The objective is to channel the financial research of users who have surplus money to those who need and have the possibility of paying interest.
My name is Litsi and I am going to talk about the stock exchange institutions, the insurance and bonding subsystem, and the retirement savings subsystem. In Mexico, there are two stock exchanges, la Bolsa Mexicana de Valores y el Mercado Mexicano de Derivados. The first is the hub of the stock market in your country. It does not buy or sell securities. It actually facilitates the operations carried out by shareholders. One of its tasks is to calculate indexes that help to know the behavior of the stock market. There are several and each one has different objectives. Some of these indexes that are sectorial, that is to say they show the stock market behavior, for example, of the commerce sector. The investment companies allow you to acquire securities with resources coming from the placement of the shares representative of their capital stock. They have several fundamental technical objectives. One of them is the strengthening of the stock market. The difference between the types of investment companies are represented in the form of investment of its capital, and the modalities can be two: open and closed investment companies. Well, the support organisms help to the better development of this market. Among them are la Asociación Mexicana de Intermediarios Bursátiles, el Fondo de Apoyo al Mercado de Valores, el Instituto Central para el Depósito de Valores, la Academia de Derecho Financiero y las empresas calificadoras. Brokerage firms. These are the intermediaries authorized to intermediate in the stock market. Issuers are the companies that require the financial resources, thus issuing shares, debentures, and other stock certificates. The insurance and surety subsystem. La Comisión Nacional de Seguros y Fianzas seeks to guarantee security to insurance users that the services provided by the institutions are legal. Insurance and bonding institutions are obligated to comply with the provisions of the contracts issued. The retirement savings subsystem, it is composed of the AFORES and CFORES. The AFORES are in charge of managing workers' saving following concert rules, and the CFORES are the companies in which workers' savings are invested, of which they are shareholders.
Hello guys, my name is Juan and it's my turn to participate in this product telling you some facts of some organism in Mexico that helps banks and organization of saves and loans. Okay, the first one is going to be Development Bank. It is a bank aimed at the development of sector and activities of national interest, such as industrial development, the agricultural sector, and foreign trade, as well as financing the structure of armed forces. Its activities are currently carried out by the following banks specialized in a specific market niche. And I will tell you some of these banks. The first one is Nacional Financiera, the second one is National Bank for Foreign Trade, the third one is Financiera Rural, the fourth one is National Bank, and the last one is Banjército. Okay, let's move on with the next topic, and it's going to be popular banking in Mexico. Let me tell you some facts about it. The popular banking system is made up of Bansefi, saving of cooperatives, financial companies, etc., organized according to the Popular Saving and Credit Law. What is Popular Saving and Credit Law? Okay, let me tell you what it is. This law is based on Article 71 of the Political Constitution of the United States, Mexican United States. The right to initial laws or degrees belongs to 1. The President of the Republic, 2. Deputies and Senators of the Union Congress, and 3. The legislators of the states. Okay, the last topic is going to be General Law of Cooperative Societies. Okay, this law was published in August 1994 by the Official Gazette of the Federation, to be a complement to the Public Saving and Credit Law. Its main objective of this law is to regulate the information of cooperative societies. In addition, it respect to this law its principles and based on Article 21, Section 3, and what it says. It says, the following types of cooperative societies are part of cooperative system. 1. Of consumers of goods and or services. 2. Producers of goods and or services. And the last one is savings and law. And that was for my participation. Thank you for listening. And let's move on with the next partner.
Well, I am Jonathan, and the next of institution that make up the financial system is National Savings and Financing Service Bank. This institution is better known as Bansefi, and which is a development banking institution. Well, this institution has a law, and in this law we can find the objective of the institution, precisely in Chapter 1, Articles 2 and 3, which they'll use that its objective is saving, financing, and investment, as well as offering financial instruments and service to channel financial and technical support. They mention this is necessary to promote the habit of saving and the healthy development of the sector, and, in general, the national and regional economic development of the country, in this case, Mexico. Well, it is also the entity responsible for promoting popular savings and orienting it to national and regional development. Also, they provide beneficiaries with access to banking and credit services, and promote the habit of saving and the use of the service offered by the Mexican banking system. It carries out all the operation carried out by credit institutions, and finally, This institution can receive bank deposit of money and accept loans and credits. Well, the second institution that make up the financial system is popular financial companies. Well, the popular financial companies operated according with the general law of mercantile companies and in accordance with the popular service law. These institutions are authorized to operate as popular savings and credit entities. They provide service to partners and clients in terms of savings and credit. Well, this institution we can share of saving deposit, receive loans, receive or using payment order, and transfer in national or foreign currency. Also, issue credit titles, making the purchase and sale of foreign currency on behalf of third parties and investment in the capital stock of the federation to the which is in affiliates and or in the capital stock of Bansefi. Well, finally, this institution it authorizes the same as in Financial One, only with the additional word of popular.
Hello, my name is Sajani, and next I will tell you about the savings and loan cooperative societies and about the unregulated financial system. Within the corporate savings and loan societies is a popular savings and credit law which defines the base institution of this system and which designates as cooperative the companies constituted and that operate in accordance with this law. The aforementioned comes indicated in Article 3 of that law. The definition that this term is given comes within Article 38 to 40 of the law, which I will explain later. Another article that is within this section is Article 30 of the law, in which it is said that the supervisory council must be made up of 3 to 7 people, and within this article its obligation will be mentioned. Savings and loan societies have the definition that they are financial intermediaries that receive the resources from their cooperative members to whom they make loans. One of the important points in this field is that the savings and loan cooperative societies must constitute the social reserve funds with 10% of the surpluses so that they can reach at least 10% of the stockholders' equity. And the social work fund must be constituted with the annual contribution that results from applying the percentage determined by the General Assembly on the surpluses. Said fund was destined to carry out social works or reserves to cover all risk and occupational diseases and helped in this way to form pensions funds and retirement assets for partners, as well as seniority premiums, medical and funeral expenses, and disability subsidies, educational scholarships for partners and their children, among other things. Within this field, it is mentioned that the board of directors must have between 5 and 15 members who will act for a maximum period of 5 years, and this will be with the possibility of a single re-election. It is important to mention that 50% of the board members must be elected every half of the period that in this case is determined by the entity. One of the points that must be emphasized is that the administration of the financial institution must be exercised by the General Assembly, the Board of Directors, the Supervisory Council or Commissioner, and the Credit Committee, and finally by a General or director manager. And speaking about the credit committee, it should be made up of 3 to 7 people who will be in charge of analyzing and, if applicable, approving customer credit applications. Another important article within the corporate savings and loan societies is Article 33, which is responsible for leading the cooperative savings and loan societies to operate within the parameters of the financial market. Well, as for the entities, they can only receive deposits from the federal, state, or municipal government, either through their central or parastatal sectors, as well as the director must be served for a period of up to 5 years, and as mentioned before, it will be with the possibility of a single re-election, which must be elected by 15% of the board every half of the period determined by the entity. And unregulated financial system. Okay, within this system, we have that the institution of the unregulated financial system has the best organic structure, and this structure is usually very flexible, so that some companies change to this legal figure. The unregulated financial system is in charge of carrying out all financing, investment, and financial service operation, which are not usually supervised or controlled by the Ministry of Finance. Some examples of this can be the loans that are made to relatives or acquaintances, as well as some sale that is made in payments. The regulated financial system refers to those institutions that are generally anonymous and which are not authorized by a currency board as financial institutions. This means that they are not audited